Now, a quick disclaimer. It's important for you to have the correct definition or meaning behind the word. Now, the definition is going to determine the real meaning of the word. If you don't have the proper meaning of that word, it leads to dysfunction, which can lead to deception. So it's important that we define what money truly is. Now, I'm going to share a lot of information with you today. Okay, a ton of information. So stick with me to the end. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. Now here we go. I have four silver bars, okay? Here are the first two, right here. First two silver bars, 10 ounces apiece, 10 ounces. All right? Here are the second two, all right? Second two silver bars, all right? These are 10 ounces apiece, all right? I also have $1,000 in literal cash. 1K in cash. Here's the question for today. Which is truly money? This 1K in cash or this silver bar? We're going to answer that question today. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to examine each entity, each thing that we actually have. We have that silver bar, and we have $1,000. We're going to take $100 of this. This is a $100 bill. $100 literal bill is what this is. Let's examine this entity. Well, the first thing that jumps out for me is it says it's a Federal Reserve note. So the question I have is, what's a note? Well, a note is a piece of paper. That's literally what it is. Well, this is a piece of paper, right? Yeah, okay, great. So does the paper itself, is this paper secured? Or is there something tangible behind it that actually secures it? Well, typically a note is secured by something tangible. So the question that you have to ask yourself is this here, is what is securing this piece of paper? There's another term that we use to describe this $100 bill. Well, the term is currency. So, what's a currency? Well, let's go a little bit deeper to determine what this currency really is. Well, this is really a fiat currency. And the interesting thing about fiat currencies is they have 100% failure rate. Every fiat currency in history has failed. The question is, why is that? Typically because there's really nothing backing this, nothing physically backing this at all. It's really governed by the faith of those that actually hold it. Well, the question is this here. Is this $100 bill truly worth $100? We know that it says 100 on it, but is it truly valued at $100? Well, let's see what the facts say. Well, the facts state that the dollar bill is losing its value at a rapid pace. It has declined at least up to 40%. Now, if that is the case, this $100 bill is really valued at $60. So, understand this. If you are stacking a lot of these, and let's say, for instance, you have $100, $1,000, $10,000, decrease that by 40%, and that is what you truly have saved. Interesting concept. Now, the benefit of a currency is it's easier to trade with. In other words, someone can give you a product or service, detail a price point of that product or service, and you simply exchange that currency for that product or service. So it's easier to do commerce between two different parties. So that's a good benefit of currency. Now let's talk about silver right now. Silver is a lot different than a fiat currency, or we just call it a currency. And one of the big differences is it's a hard asset. It's tangible. It's heavy. This is 10 ounces of silver. So it's heavy. It's a hard asset itself. Typically, hard assets maintain their value at a higher yield than a currency. Now get this. Remember, a fiat currency has a 100% failure rate. Well, silver, which is what people call real money, actually holds its value. It increases in value, and it's a great security blanket for a fiat currency. So when the fiat currency is decreasing, the silver or the gold is increasing in value. Another good benefit of silver is it's a great protector from bad decision-making policies that is catered around currencies. For instance, when a lot of our politicians pass policies that may flood the system with a whole bunch of fiat currency, what happens is silver and gold and real estate hard assets actually protect investors from deflation, inflation, and hyperinflation. And just to reiterate, whenever currency is decreasing in value, hard assets are increasing in value. The one challenging thing concerning silver or hard assets compared to currency is it's more difficult to trade with. Remember, with a currency, if someone produces a good or service, they give you a price point and you simply meet that price point with the currency. What happens is it's an easy exchange. Well, when it comes to hard assets like silver, gold, or real estate, it's a little difficult to do that and then in the same manner as exchanging currency. Here's an interesting fact. 1 ounce of silver is $25 in currency. Now this is 10 ounces of silver. I want you to do the math on that. Okay? Now that you understand the difference between silver and currency and the benefits and the cons for both, the question I'm gonna ask for you is, which one is more valuable to you? The answer to that question is tied to your vision. Here are my thoughts concerning the comparison with silver and currency. I think that they both are needed. Currency allows you to exchange products and services a lot easier than tangible silver or hard assets like that as well. But I think that it's pivotal to have that currency flowing to a hard asset because those hard assets are increasing in value while the currency that you're using to acquire it is decreasing in value. What you are essentially doing is you are using a asset, which is currency, which is decreasing in value to acquire an asset, a hard asset, which is increasing in value. I'm a big fan of hard assets. The reason why is I like appreciating assets. Now, I'm not saying that you don't need currency. You need currency to acquire the hard assets. So here's what I do. I take the fiat currency, which is a depreciated asset. I take that currency and then I invest it into a hard asset like real estate, silver, gold, a business, which is appreciating in value. So both of the different types of money shake hands together. Now let me be very clear. Even though I have cash, I don't hang on to the cash. I don't think it's wise to hang on for dear life to an asset that is decreasing in value. Okay? I like appreciating assets, okay? Robert Kiyosaki said something that's very interesting, and what he said was kind of provocative. He says, savers are losers. Now, what does he mean by that? It's very simple. What he means is, if you're saving a whole bunch of cash, a depreciating asset, it's losing value. So he's saying you're losing, which makes total sense. That's why I think it's wise to take that cash and put it to work. Invest it into a business, silver, gold, real estate. So something that is appreciating in value. And also it's a good protector for hyperinflation, inflation, or deflation. And in conclusion, the wealthy accumulate a ton of hard assets, and we have access to a lot of cash. If you look at Bill Gates, if you look at Robert Kiyosaki, if you look at Grant Cardone, if you look at Warren Buffett, Patrick Bet-David, I can go on and on and on and on the wealthy. We have a lot of hard assets and access to a lot of cash. And it's because we understand two things. We understand the difference between assets and liabilities. The next video, we're going to unpack those two terms. Hey guys, if you could do me a quick favor, if you could subscribe to our channel. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Parler is another one that we're on as well. Twitter as well. Rumble is another one. If you could, Subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get our subs up so we continue to give you good financial content so you can begin to walk in authority with the vision God has given to you. God bless you.